What if you could see what millions of potential investors are thinking before they even make a trade? What if you had a real-time pulse on the market's fear, greed and curiosity? The data is free, public and incredibly powerful. Welcome to the ultimate guide on using Google Trends for cryptocurrency analysis. This isn't just about looking up graphs, it's about learning to predict market movements, identify hidden gems and ultimately make smarter, more informed decisions in the volatile world of crypto. In this comprehensive guide we will move far beyond the basics. We will deconstruct the psychology behind search data, set up advanced filters for pinpoint accuracy, perform multi-layer comparisons and correlate search trends with real-world price action. This is the masterclass you've been looking for. Let's begin. Before we type a single word, we must understand what Google Trends actually measures. It does not measure direct buying or selling pressure. Instead it measures interest and intent. A spike in search volume for how to buy Solana represents a surge of new, potentially inexperienced money looking for an entry point. This is a powerful leading indicator of retail investor interest. We can break down search intent into key categories. Informational: what is Ethereum merge? Early curiosity, pre-investment research. Transactional: buy Bitcoin USA, high intent, closer to making a purchase. News-based: FTX crash, reactive, often driven by fear or shock. Predictive: cryptocurrency prediction 2024, seeking guidance, indicates uncertainty or planning. By categorizing the related queries we see, we can gauge whether the market sentiment is driven by greed, fear, innovation, or confusion. This context is everything. Let's navigate to the tool. Simply search for Google Trends and click the first result. You are greeted by the Explore page. This is your command center. The first critical mistake many make is being too generic. Searching for crypto is okay, but it's like looking at an ocean when you need to study a specific fish. Instead of crypto, use specific keywords: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana staking, Avalanche wallet, best altcoins. By crypto, the more specific you are, the clearer the signal. For example, compare the smooth broad trend for crypto to the sharp, news-driven spikes for Bitcoin ETF. The latter gives you actionable data. Now refine your data. The location filter is crucial. Interest in Bitcoin in Venezuela, where it's used for inflation hedging, tells a different story than interest in Switzerland. Always start with a global view, then drill down into specific markets you care about. For time range, I recommend a multi-step analysis. Past 5 years, identify long-term, cyclical trends. Is interest in this asset growing over time? Past 12 months, get the medium-term context, see the bull and bear markets clearly. Past 90 days, focus on the most recent, actionable data for short-term moves. A graph is just a line until you add the story. Your most important job is correlation. When you see a massive spike, your immediate question must be, what news event caused this? Click on the peak of any spike on the graph. Google Trends will show you the exact date and often provide the top related news stories from that time. Did a spike in Cardano coincide with a major protocol upgrade? Did a crash in FTX searches happen just after the bankruptcy news broke? This practice trains you to understand what kind of news truly moves public interest and subsequently price. A sustained upward trajectory in search volume for a smaller cap altcoin coupled with positive development updates can be an incredibly strong bullish signal before a major price breakout. You're seeing the crowd gather before the stampede. Scrolling down below the graph is where you find true alpha. This section is a goldmine. Ignore the top queries, they are always popular. Focus entirely on the rising queries. These are terms that have recently exploded in popularity by a massive percentage. Seeing a query like, how to buy Caspa, surge by plus 1050% is a screaming signal that public interest is exploding. This is often where you find the next big thing before it's listed on every major exchange and plastered all over mainstream news. It represents pure unadulterated demand from people trying to figure out how to get in. The true power of Google Trends is unleashed through comparison. Use the ++ add comparison button to pit cryptocurrencies against each other. This isn't about fanboyism, it's about tracking relative mind share. Try these powerful comparisons. Bitcoin versus Ethereum, who is dominating the narrative? Layer 1 battles, Solana versus Avalanche versus Cardano, to see which ecosystem is capturing the most attention. Sectors, DeFi versus NFT versus gaming, to see which crypto sector is trending. New versus old, Bitcoin versus new hot token, to gauge if interest is shifting. A key technique is to watch for crossover points where the search interest for one asset surpasses another. This can be a leading indicator of a change in market dominance. How do we turn this from interesting data into a trading or investing strategy? We build a systematic approach. Discovery. Weekly check the rising related queries for major terms like crypto and altcoin. This is your prospecting tool. Validation. For any interesting find immediately correlated, is the rising interest due to a genuine positive development? Or is it due to a hack or negative news? Context is king. Triangulation. Never use Google Trends in a vacuum. Cross-reference your finding with on-chain data, development activity on GitHub, social media sentiment, and of course, the price chart. Is the price already pumped or is it still flat while interest grows? Decision. Strong search growth plus positive fundamentals plus not yet inflated price equals a very compelling candidate for deeper research and a potential investment. Google Trends is not a crystal ball. It will not give you a guaranteed buy or sell signal. What it provides is something perhaps more valuable. Context. It tells you what the crowd is paying attention to, what they're afraid of, and what they're desperate to buy in a market driven largely by narrative and emotion. This is an unparalleled advantage. Make this a part of your weekly research routine. The markets evolve, and so should your use of this tool. You now have the knowledge to go beyond the surface and use data to see the market for what it truly is. Now go out there and put it to use. If you mastered this guide, let me know in the comments what amazing trend you uncovered, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the tools that give you the edge.